guys, it's me, Gamer X, and today I'll be reading The Wishbone and Friends, so digging up the past. Okay? Anyways, let's get started. Where is the beginning? Chapter 1. Wishbone smiled in his sleep. He lay stretched out on the kitchen floor, his stomach still full from breakfast. The sunlight streaming through the window warmed his fur, and the dream in his head was terrific. Chase, cats, go-go, adventure, I love it. He felt good all the way from the tip of his nose to the tip of his tail. It was a perfect morning, almost. Brown-haired 12-year-old Joe Talbot, Wishbone's close friend and housemate, stepped over the Jack Russell Terrier. Wishbone had been right in the middle of a good dog snore. The puppy's head popped up. "Hey, Joe, buddy, pal, it's me down here, my best friend." "What portent?" "Your best friend. I'm right where you almost stepped." Stopping at the corner, Joe poured himself a bowl of cereal. Wishbone dropped his head back to the linoleum. It's spelled Linoleum, and closed his eyes. But Joe banged the cupboard door shut, and the silver door rattled when he opened and closed it. Then Joe stepped over Wishbone again. Wishbone sighed as he heard Joe finally sit down at the table. At last, but within a second, Joe whistled the newspaper without, which caused Wishbone to raise his head up off the floor. He glanced towards the table. "I know you like to read sports section, Joe, but let's have some peace and quiet. Please. And thank you." He dropped his head down again. Just as Wishbone was starting to nod off, Joe's mom, Ellen, came into the kitchen. She too stepped over him. "Breakfast for you, Ellen?" Wishbone mumbled sleepily each time her shoes clicked against the aluminum divot. Wishbone's ears twitched. A short screech called Ellen to put down the toaster started Wishbone. His head popped up. Nobody ever listens to the dog. He pawed his ear. "Boy, do I dislike that toaster sound." Relaxing again, he saw sleep was coming. Full sleep ahead. He was almost ready to nap once more, but Wishbone heard Ellen step over him again. She picked up his water bowl and walked it to the sink. Soon she was back. "Here you go, Wishbone." She set the bowl down next to his head with a loud clunk. "Hello, I'm trying to sleep." Water. "No thanks." He yawned sleepy. Sleepy, not thirsty. His head dropped back to the floor, his eyes already half closed. He heard Ellen searching through the cupboard. She was probably looking for a favorite mug, which Bone tried to ignore the sound of the clinking cups as she moved the china around. Finally, Ellen picked out a mug and poured herself coffee. She grabbed her toast and went to the table. "I have to go to work for a while, Joe. Did you make any plans for today?" Joe glanced up from the football article he was reading. "Not yet. Sam was talking about having a street hockey game down the park." Joe turned the page as he snapped the newspaper straight. It whistled loudly. That damn, it's only been 4 minutes. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more pages. So yeah. Let me just check. Okay. Noise again. Wishbone sat up abruptly. I'm not getting much sleep here, so I may as well fill you in. Samantha Sham, for short, is one of Joe's best friends. She loves adventures as much as I do. We get along great. Joe and Sham have another good friend named David. He is one smart dog. Cookie is always one smart dog, Cookie. Always building things to help out others. The four of us spend a lot of repeat this says repeat after the first a lot, okay, of time together. It's usually when we're on some kind of adventure. I love it. Ellen picked up her mug and slipped from it. It just makes sure you straighten your room before you leave the house. Mom, it's Saturday, Joe reminded her. Can't I do that tomorrow? He took a bite of cereal. Wishbone cocked his head. I think tomorrow is good, Joe Ellen. You don't really want Joe to spend a day together cleaning, do you? I've already looked in his room. There isn't even a bottle of Frisbee laying around, and food crumbs are cleaned up daily. He wagged his tail proudly. The Wishbone Corn Master at your service. Okay. Wishbone stood up, slowly stretched. Oh, that feels good on my back. Would either of you care to give it a scratch? No, well, then if you two will kindly excuse me, I'll be off. I believe I hear the big red chair in the study calling my name. He headed to the door. I have a cat nap to finish. He hesitated. Or would that be a dog nap? Wishbone jumped into the red chair, laying down and drooped his... Wishbone jumped into the red chair, lay down, and drooped his chin to his paw. Ah, comfort and quiet. The two together like bacon and eggs, like cake and ice cream, like Ginger Snaps and me. His tail thumped against the chair. Joe and Ellen's voices drifted from the kitchen to the study. With his superb hearing, Wishbone picked up every word they said, clear as a doorbell. What about your social studies, Papa? Alice asked. Isn't it due on Monday? Yeah, I guess so, Joe said. Ooh, Wishbone perked up his ears. He bet some sort of face will come with that answer. Your tone of voice gives you away, Joe. But when you are going to work up on the paper, Jesus. When are you going to work on that paper? Ellen asked. Wishbone had heard a crunch, then the clink of a spoon against a mug, a bit of toast, and a drink of coffee. Must be Ellen, he thought, pleased with his guess. Tomorrow, Joe answered. Wishbone detected a spoon against the ball. Scrape. Joe spooning the cereal into his mouth. Wishbone guessed a good excuse for a brief answer, and then sighed, "Oh, Joe. Oh, Joe." Wishbone said he heard that exact sight before, and he knew what it meant. It was meant, perhaps you should rethink this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 4 pages. An airplane is passing by my house. And went on. You know, Joe, you can't put everything up. Joe, you can't put everything off until tomorrow. Have you ever started the paper? Joe sighed. too? No. Wishbone raised his head and pawed the air. I feel for you, buddy. His ears picked up the sound of Ellen's hands rubbing together. Wishbone heard toast crumbs hitting the floor. Looks like this isn't going to take 20 minutes after all. Thank you, Ellen. I'll get to the middle. What's the subject of your paper? Ellen asked Joe. Joe was showed the newspaper. That's Joe folding up the paper. Wishbone gasped. I'm getting pretty good at this game, he thought. He wagged his tail at another sound and spoke in a low voice. Welcome to Dog Jeopardy, the game where you giving the answer and you ask the question. In the sounds category, 400 words is sliding the paper to the center of the table. Wishbone wagged. Still correct. 400 true bones. Joe's interrupted Wishbone's thoughts. We're supposed to write about something our grandparents had, something we wish was still around today. Oh, well, did you pick a topic yet? Ellen asked. No, Joe said. I'm still thinking. Cocked his head again to listen to a soft thump. Wishbone had made another guess. What is it? Ellen taping the newspaper? Ellen tapping the newspaper. Look at this front page headline, Joe. Ellen said. Amazon violation close to whole rock plant. What about this? Wishbone raised his paw. The dog scores again. 200 squeaky toys. Joe said. Wishbone heard him drink the glass of his milk from his bowl, then get up from the table. It's supposed to be something we wish was still around. More clinking and a chair scraped against the floor made Wishbone guess again. What is it, Ellen? Ellen carrying her dishes to the sink. He rolled onto his side and stretched out his hind legs. The killer doggy is so good. He just earned 300 rubber balls. Wishbone heard footsteps approaching. He looked up. Hello, Ellen. Entering the study hall, Ellen glanced this way and that in search of something. So, Joe, you have any ideas on getting a topic idea? Joe followed Ellen into the room and shrugged. No, not really. I'm sort of stumped. She sounded relieved. There's my backpack, underwear, Wishbone. Ellen made a beeline to the red chair with a tug. She pulled out her pack. She pulled her pack out. Excuse me, Wishbone. Wishbone raised his head slightly off the chair cushion. Pardon me, but did I leave a wake-up call? Ellen took her keys out of her backpack. They jingled. Why don't you come to the library, Joe, after you straightened up your room? Doing a little research might give you some ideas. Sorry. Sorry again, those are just coughs. Anyways, Joe rolled his eyes, but he nodded as Ellen tugged his sleeve for an answer. Great, Joe, Wishbone said. I love the library, except for the no animals allowed rule. See you later, Ellen said as he walked from the study to the front door. Joe waved bye. After Ellen had shut the door and left the house, Joe sat down on the arm of the red chair. He scratched Wishbone's behind the ears. Hey, do you want to help me clean up? Wishbone cocked his head. Watch you work, or get some sleep. Let me do some deep thinking about this. Wishbone stood up. He quickly paced a circle on the chair cushion, then flopped back down. No, I thought about it. I choose to nap. Wake me up when you finished. Dropped his chin to his paws. Wishbone closed his eyes. How afraid he was, Joe shook his head as he walked out of the room. Give me a dog's life any day, Joe mumbled. Wishbone yawned. A dog's life is indeed how lovely. There's nothing like a good dog, like a good nap. The kind of nap old Rip Van Winkle used to take. Rip originated the power nap and remains the patron of lazy bones everywhere. There was even a book about him. The title is, you guessed it, Rip Van Winkle. It was written in the early 1800s by Washington Irving, one of America's first great authors. The story takes place in a colonial COLONIAL. That's what it says, America, just before the Revolutionary War, which started in 1776. At the time, the country was still a province of Great Britain and was under the rule of King of England. Now lads and lassies, turned the page and heard off into adventure. There's chapter 1. There's chapter 1, folks. That is chapter 1. Every day I'll be reading one chapter, so don't. Oh, I'm trying to find words. Sorry. So make sure you don't miss out on my videos, or else you might miss part of the book. Anyways, see ya, and have a great day. Have a great day. Sorry. Bye.